Hello everybody, today I'm going to run through a Modern League with a pretty spicy mono blue Living End deck. So this was getting pretty big around the release of Amonkhet. People were thinking that this new card, As Foretold, could work pretty well with zero cost cards. Zero cost cards which are good include Living End and Ancestral Vision. So the basic aim of the deck is you play an absolute butt ton of counter spells, so you've got 3 mana leaks, 4 mans, 3 cryptics, you've got a couple of disallows in here as well, more counter spells in the sideboard, just to keep yourself in the game. Drop As Foretold on turn 3, and then anything that you've managed to cycle in the meantime, being any of these guys, you can just play Living End for free and get yourself some 5/5s with hexproof or some swamp walking creatures. This guy helps you when you cycle cards. Pretty simple deck. You've also got a bit of extra spice. You've got some, as you mono blue, you can afford to play a load of Field of Ruin Ghost Quarter type effects, and Teleria West is pretty good at being able to transmute for zero cost things like these, or also a Field of Ruin if you needed to in a given game. So pretty simple game plan, game one. Sideboard, we have 8 ley lines. Pretty self-explanatory what they're for. So we've got anti-graveyard stuff and anti-targeting stuff. Dismember just for next removal. Hercule's Recall against stuff like Affinity and some extra counter spells. That's the deck. I'll see you in game one. Okay, here we go. Round one with mono blue, Living End, As Foretold deck. We've lost the viral, so let's see what our opponent wants to do. Kind of optimistic about this deck. Obviously Graveyard Hate is a bit of a bummer, but we've also got some horribly mismatching islands, which is quite a bummer. And 2 Living Ends in hand is fine. Sorry, I need to get my head out of playing other Living End, where having Living Ends in hand is a terrible way to start the game. But that's not how this deck works. This seems fine. We've got 2 cyclers and some useful spells. I'd like a counter spell or 2, but hopefully we can get towards those in the first couple of turns. Yeah. Okay, Irrigated Farmland sort of shouts a blue-white control deck. Yeah, let's cycle this now. Then unlikely to be getting at us too quickly here with any aggression, so no harm in paying a bit of life. Okay, so end of turn we're going to cycle this Striped River Winder. That's more difficult to say than you would think. And now we have a counterspell. Serum Visions, are we looking for land 2? Let's see what they do with this. So, they draw a card, no idea what to do with their scries. We may have confused them a bit just by playing Basic Island into Street Wraith. You never know. But a hard control matchup could be pretty tricky for us. So probably save up these counter spells to defend Living End. So we can ideally try and land As Foretold, and then a few turns later go for the Living End with at least 1 counter backup. But okay, so they've topped, played Colonnade. Yeah, they know they're in no rush. We know we're in no rush. Let's just get this cycle done. Play a island and pass the turn. Okay, Flooded Strand is fine. Cycle. Cool. Field of Ruin and Ghost Quarter are both pretty nice. Let's just play a basic island for now, though. I assume the blue-white decks tend to play a lot of Field of Ruin type effects themselves, so I assume trying to screw them off any mana is basically pointless. We'll play it out now, though, because we can Field of Ruin plus Cycle Curator in the same turn, so might as well give that a go. Okay. Our opponent's now up to 4 mana. Bringing out all their jewels. Okay, Temple. Yeah. They are all in on these blue-white dual lands with a bit of extra value. So, cycle. Cycle. We'll keep Ancestral Vision. And a disallow is kind of nice. So, Island. Go. We'll hold on to Ancestral Vision for now. If we don't draw a Asphodel in the next couple of turns, then maybe it was better to do it before, but I think we're probably just better to hold on to it for now. We'll see. Our opponent's tapping out for something. That looks like a nice mana leak target. And now would be a great time to draw Asphodel, because that's just basically game. We do not. Okay, what do we want to do instead then? I'm going to suspend this now. Ghost Squatter. Pass. Okay, I was assuming our opponent went for that last turn because they had a few other threats and they just wanted to, test the water for counter spells, but okay, cycle. That's fine. I'm not sure. Yeah, I've already got one Ancestral on suspend. Living End I can keep. Yeah, okay. Let's just play out the Teleria West, hit some land drops. Opponent gets back on their land drops. That's fine. Ancestral ticking down, now at 2. Another Field of Ruin is cool. So we can now take them off all 3 of their Celestial Colonnades, but they could easily be playing Crucible of Worlds. So don't want to be too hasty doing that. Let's see what they try and slam this time. Jace. Let's remand Jace. Spell Snare. I probably should have disallowed first, so I could hold up Spell Snare. Or hold up Remand for Spell Snare. But that's okay, I think. Let's get rid of one of these now. Thin the deck also a little bit. We've got plenty of islands, I assume they have plenty of basics as well, so let's just get this train started. The colonnades are a pretty big threat in the long run. Okay, pass the turn. We've got the same counterspell suite up as last time. And they're just going to pass, so let's just take them off another colonnade. They do have at least one more basic, which is fine. Now I probably expect a little fight to happen over this. Target me. And our opponent just lets that go. Cool. I'm just going to slam this and see where we can get with that. Cryptic, counter draw. Let's disallow Cryptic. And that resolves. Cool. Cast this. That resolves. Let's fix our opponent's draws, and by fix I mean unfix. So you, then you, then you on top. And cool. So we should be in a pretty good position here now, because what we've got 8, 13, yeah, we've easily got lethal on board. Supreme Verdict, yep, kind of expected, but that's fine. Do want to scry now? I think so. So we'll cycle this, we get 2 scry triggers. Land probably to the bottom. And another As Foretold can go to the bottom. You draw Teleria West, which is great. So that can cycle for a Ancestral Vision or another Living End if we need to. Okay, opponent gets to draw a card. Yield to that. We draw an island. Cast cast Living End again. Make sure our opponent really can't draw anything useful. And let's make sure we can draw something useful. I don't really care about those. Opponent's got 2 lands on top, but that is fine. Let's transmute this now. Put that to the bottom. Put that to the bottom. Go get Ancestral Vision. And pass the turn. So they need another. So they had land, Gideon. So they draw the land. Now they draw the other land and scry Gideon. Presumably on top. Detention Sphere. Okay, so they can go after Curator. Take 8 power off the board. We're left with 8. 11 plus another 8 is lethal. So I don't mind that. Sure. So now we should just win. Play the island. Get some free cards. Target me. And Cryptic is awesome, so swing with everything and that should be lethal. Okay, they go to path. Let's counter. Draw. Yeah. Okay, cool. Our opponent concedes. Well, that was good fun. That was a nice, solid control matchup. So let's get in a couple of dispels. We've probably got more creatures in than we need at the moment. So let's drop. What are our worst creatures? This guy is pretty good because we can just, if we can land him in a normal way. Actually, against like Supreme Verdict, it's not great. I suppose Curator is probably the weakest creature we have. So drop a couple of those. Leyline can stay in the board. So can that one. Yeah, that seems good to me. Let's run that. Okay, game 2. 1 land, but we got 2 cyclers and an Ancestral Vision. Yeah, I'm prepared to keep that. We've got 21 lands in the deck, so we've got plenty to draw into and lots of cyclers, so hopefully this is good. Yeah, let's just cycle this now. F6 value. Play out this. And we want to keep the mana up for extra cycling if we need to. So opponent's going to play something onto Rest in Peace. Yeah, that's the thing. That's the thing you could do. Okay. We can play through that, I believe. So he gets rid of the Street Wraith. Let's cycle. And we miss a land. So cycle. There we go. And let's suspend this as well. Okay, so Rest in Peace could be pretty annoying here, so it's probably worth saving up some cyclers for a time when we can get a Cryptic down and do that. Next turn I think we're still just focusing on hitting these land drops, because our first 5 draws this game haven't been ideal. That's not exactly what we wanted, but I don't think I'm going to argue with it at the moment. We'll just play Teleria West. Next turn we can maybe try and drop Asphaltold. Looks unlikely, so let's cycle. What's our opponent doing? Snapcaster. Sure. And another one? Yeah. So now I want a land. That's fine too. Ancestral takes down. I play Asphaltold. And then let's get some free cards. Hopefully we shouldn't need to worry about lands again. Nope. Okay. So opponent's got a couple of Ambush Vipers, but I think we can work through those in time. Okay, so we go to 12. They're down to 2 cards in hand. And now we get the second Ancestral. Oh no, is that next turn? Yeah. Okay. 5 mana, can't cast any of our creatures, but we can still use Living End as a Wrath, which is kind of nice. So I think it's worth doing that. And we got triple counter backup, so this should get rid of the Snapcasters. Now, Asphaltold number 2, pass the turn. And eventually we're just going to be able to start hard casting these like Riverwinders. 3 Jace. Let's Mana Leak Jace. Okay, that works. Okay, let's take this up to 2 first. So we have Remand available for free. Let's draw some cards. Those cards are fine. So we can now play Riverwinder. Oh no, sorry, that's 7, isn't it? We've only got 6. Yeah, we can just pass, and now we can start going for Field of Ruin on the Colonnades. Our opponent really seems to have a lot of dual lands. They can't have too many basics in their deck like this. So let's see how many they do have, because I'm damn sure we have more. Okay, we'll keep hold of this guy because this is our win con now. Another Field of Ruin, and cast that. Pass the turn. They could easily Supreme Verdict or something here, but it's worth trying to at least run them out of their threats while we can. And these 2 Asphaltolds are now in a pretty good position. So we've got 2 counterspells available off 0 lands, which feels nice. And they're down to 3 cards in hand. We've used 2 Ancestrals. Yep, Wrath of God. That's counterable. So let's do that. Let's use that one. Remand that. Think Twice is cycled. Awesome. And our remand drew us an Ancestral Vision, which is pretty good. In fact, let's just hit them in the face first. I don't want to commit anything else to the board because Supreme Verdict would be annoying. We can never cast this though, so that's worth cycling. We have no black mana at all. Yeah, I don't really fancy discarding. I'm already at 7, so we'll just keep it like that. Living End is a useful Wrath at some point. Okay, that one can get remanded as well. Let's use the little one. We draw an island off it. Serum Visions. Sure. Take them off that one. And cycle this. Now I want to play the Ancestral to draw some more counters. Another Field of Ruin is pretty sweet. Let's use that one. Let's cast that for free. And get in with this guy. 5 more. Let's stop in draw step and take another land away. Let's get rid of a Living End. We don't need 2 of those. And let's take the Glacial Fortress. They've still got basics left, which is fine. They don't use their mana for anything, so presumably there's no like Sphinx's Rev. Wrath of God again. So now we just have to let that go. Yep, that's fine. Serum Visions is also fine. We could do with a couple more counter spells here. Cryptic would be great if we could draw that. Teleria West is also great. So let's play a land, transmute this, go get Ancestral Vision number 4, and let's cast that for free. Just at some point probably need to make sure that we don't mill ourselves out, but I don't think that should be an issue. Let's play that for free, manipulate their deck. Ooh, those are all good ones. So Sphinx's Rev we can deal with, Cryptic we can deal with. So let's put Gideon first, then Cryptic, then Rev. And let's get this guy out as well. Put them on a 1-turn clock. And pass the turn. So now we have 3 counters up next turn. And we can cast Striped River Winder for free off Asphodel next turn as well, which is pretty sweet. Elspeth, no. That's not happening. Really not happening. Cool. Okay. Yeah, that was a good game. I didn't feel like we were in danger of losing at any point during that one. I think we had a lucky draw in the first game, but second game was completely in control. So yeah, I'll see you in game 2. Okay, here we go, game 2 with Mono Blue, Living End, Asphodel, value control deck. Won the die roll, would love to play first. one land, which is tapped. I don't think this should be a keep. This hand looks much better. So I'll keep this. Mana Leak I like. We will just play Island and pass the turn. Okie dokie. Some sort of Birds of Paradise deck? No. Valakut deck? No. I don't know. Could be like a Kiki Chord style thing. Let's cycle that, get the Mana Leak in hand. Field of Ruin and go. Yeah, I'm not sure what our opponent's doing here, but I'm probably going to counter this, whatever it is. Wall of Roots. We'll save those. Counters for the good spells, more birds, that's fine. All of these things die to Living End, if we ever draw it. Okay, if there's anything worth countering here, we will do so. If not, I would like Scavenging Ooze. We do not like Scavenging Ooze, but we can't effectively counter it. That's going to be annoying. How do I deal with that? Let's remand it just to cycle this. Teleria West is fine. Presumably they just go cast it again. Yep. And that's fine too. Okay. Play Teleria West and pass. Main deck Living End, or main deck Scavenging Ooze is an issue. My opponent's got so much mana here that this Mana Leak seems kind of useless. So I think it's time to start cycling. We need to hit an Asphalt as soon as possible. Yep. They eat the Street Wraith, that's fine. We get hit for 3. It's a 15. And now let's take that away. Get an island. See if our opponent has any basic Southern Forests. We don't know. Asphalt, there it is. Okay, cool. Everything's fine. Everything's fine. So let's play around the counterspell that they very likely do not have. Okay, so they eat the Curator, which is expected. So now we can Living End. Let's just get rid of that board because it was starting to look a bit scary. And now Mana Leak becomes effective again. Sure. So they'll get back their Sulphur Spirit. So they'll have a 2-1. Have they still got their green mana up? That's fine. And we can hopefully fight through a 2-1. Let's see. Let's counter that. Now Mana Leak actually does something again. Okay. Sacred Foundry. Untapped and Wall of Omens is fine. So we get here for 2 down to 13. And as we're told, ticks up. We draw a Curator, which I kind of want to just hardcast. Is that correct? Probably. And we can leave up the Cyclone Architects of Will so we can scry, but a 4-4 certainly beats their 2-1 flyer. Okay, another Wall of Roots is fine. And Path. Let's cycle. Teleria West is good. We'll keep that so we can transmute that. And get Ancestral, draw some cards. Fortunately our opponent's not got very much pressure on us anymore, so I pressed the wrong button. That's really annoying. Can I undo that? No, of course I can't. Stupid sticky mouse. Let's cycle this. Oh. That doesn't really help, does it? It gets back 2 creatures for us. I suppose it's not the end of the world. Yeah, let's just cast that for free. We'll do the same again to get back their Sulphur Spirit. And I completely forgot they have creatures in their graveyard. Oh, so bad at this game. Yeah. I shouldn't be allowed to play Magic sometimes. That was terrible. It's like exactly the opposite of what I wanted to do. Let's counter that. I want to keep my Asphalt around at least. No, undo. The other way. That. Oh! We don't really want them to draw any of those cards because they were kind of decent. I've punted this game so hard. We're all learning. First time I've ever played this deck, so we'll see. At least they've only got 4 power, which they can make 6, 7 power. Well, if anything's going to help, that is. So, okay. Play Field of Ruin. What can we do with this Cryptic? So we can wait for them. If they ever attack with the Scavenging Ooze, we can wait for them to activate it. And then get rid of and bounce it so that there are no creatures left in graveyards. That's the start. We can also, or we could, return this Teleria West to hand if we run out of things to get with these Ancestral Visions. Let's take them off. What's this? Don't do anything. Please don't do anything. Okay, activating Wall of Roots for Eldritch Evolution. What could they get that we're scared of here? A few things. Yeah, we need that not to resolve. So, counter. I think it's just got to be counter draw. Mana Leak. Okay. Might as well keep going with these Fields of Ruin. I think maybe we can work our way through this. This extra Ancestral is going to help. And another Cryptic is great. Let's draw some more cards. Curator. Yeah, that's pretty sweet. And we pass. We got Mana Leak, Remand, and Cryptic all up in the same turn. So now we don't need to worry about the Selfless Spirit just slowly killing us. Okay, they eat a Field of Ruin, that's fine. Eat the other one, still fine. Okay, and we should have the card advantage battle won. We just need to make sure that we can stabilize on board properly. That I don't want to happen. So counter that. Yeah, let's just counter draw. But not like that. You use with As Foretold, counter draw. Cool. Next turn we cast Street Wraith in our mono blue deck, because that's fair. And our opponent's clearly a little bit concerned about running out of lands, so I think we can probably continue the Field of Ruin line next turn. We've only got 2 counters up this turn. Remand probably... yeah, both of these counters are probably actually just a bit useless. So opponents starting to eat their own things, which is kind of okay. So they've got a Wall of Roots left, a Wall of Omens left, sorry. Okay, yeah. This is fine by me. And they still don't attack. That's cool. Asphodel ticks up. Cryptic would be kinda nice. Snapcaster would probably be cool in this deck. Just being able to loot cryptics a bit. We've only got 3 cryptic commands in the deck, don't we? Yep. So there's only 1 left of those to draw. Another Asphodel doesn't really do anything, but we can just cast that for free, because why not? Let's take them off white mana? No, it's only basics, non-basics. Let's not do that. So we'll not do anything with that. They can gain 1 more counter on the ooze, so we can't really attack. So we just have to pass. I assume they do too. So we've stabilized. We just need to take control now. Which, cast that for free. Sure. Okay, they start eating our graveyard again. None of it's very useful, but we have no other way of recurring the graveyard other than Living End. So this is fine. Okay, they pass. What do we draw this time? Please not another Asphodel. I think we have enough. Island. Okay. We just pass. Resto. Let's just cycle. Remand. Architect of Will is fine because we can scry draw. Okay, they crack. I like that. Temple Garden. That's probably about as many basics as they run. And now we get to... This'll work, right? Yeah. Mana Leak that. Oh, okay, we don't have a stop set on our own end step, which kind of makes sense. But I would have liked to take the Field of Ruin away then. What's this? Kiki? It looks like Kiki. Cycle. Disallow. Let's put that on top. And draw it. And I just accidentally completely let that resolve. I do not deserve to win this game in the slightest. Do they have any basics left? No. Well, at least we got that going for us. Don't really want to play out the island. Don't want to let them know that that's what we have. They still can't really do anything with this, can they? So we've still got 1 counter spell available. We just need to make sure we win before we mill out. Birds, it's fine. And they pass back. They still can't attack. Asphodel number 4. A swamp would be a nice opponent if you fancy playing a swamp. Eternal Witness to get back Resto or anything. Let's say no to that. Eternal Witness plus Kiki Jiki is just going to be a nightmare for us to deal with, so let's actually remember to counter the spell that we're trying to counter this time. And now we are completely without gas. We've used 2 Ancestrals, so we've got 2 more to draw into in the last 20 cards. Also only used 2 Living Ends. There's one. That one. Me. Okay. Does Living End do anything for us? So they would get back a Wall of Omens and Resto Angel. And Selfless Spirit. and we would get back absolutely nothing. Okay, so they've got no base. They've still got 3 birds though, haven't they? So I think we cast this for free. Stack their deck. Their deck is seriously stacked. How do we deal with this? I think that seems okay at this point. Everybody get in, and then we can Wrath if... Okay, so they're going to make everybody indestructible, which is fine, because we'll just wipe the board, but we get back our Riverwinder. If I had thought ahead, I would have... we won't even get back that. Let's just Wrath. They get to draw 2 off Wall of Omens, Resto, Eternal Witness as well. Yeah, I think we just lost this actually. None of this is going well. Yeah, but I completely didn't deserve it, as we said before. What we got in the sideboard for this? Dispel is fine. Dismember could be useful, because we don't actually have any removal, it seems like, in this deck. So let's just get rid of this lot of nonsense, start again, and then we lose next turn. Getting back... Okay, so they're going to blink. Yeah, okay, cool. No, they can't cast Kiki, can they? So we're not... Yeah, we are. We're just dead to combat damage. Jeez. Oh, that's embarrassing. Game 2. Too many things to think about. We don't really want these. These don't really help. Leyline of the Void. Is that good enough here? Stop their graveyard nonsense. I think they have enough stuff that helps or that interacts with the graveyard that it's kind of useful. We can drop what? We don't need that many dismembers. Let's just keep 2, 3 ley lines. Mana Leak was kind of useless most of that game. Trimmer Remand as well. And what else? A couple of Architects. Try that. Oh, that might be the worst game of Magic I've played online. Everything there that could have gone wrong, I just absolutely punted. But we've still got 2 games to see if we can pull this out. 4 Ancestral Visions, and nothing else really of any use. That seems like a mulligan. Stuff we can't really cast. If we get an island on top, this hand could be great. So I'm going to keep with that Scry. I don't think going to 5 is going to help us here, and that's an island. Awesome. So let's Leyline, and we'll play the island on turn 1. Hopefully we can get just turn 3 Living End out here. Cool. Cycle. Island, go. Wooded Foothills, cracks it. Is it scavenging this time? No, just Selfless Spirit, which is annoying. It's very annoying. But it does not beat any of the cards that we have. So let's get back 7 power and you can have... Oh no. Oh yeah. We have Leyline of the Void. That's how that card works. That's why it's in our deck. So 7 power on turn 3 in the control deck. Feels good. Yield to that. So I think this deck is pretty powerful. Path. Sure. You got me. Let's go get a basic. That one. Dismember is fine. Let's draw some cards. Unmulligan, if you will. Get in for 3. And probably just keep Teleria West in hand. We don't need any mana for the rest of this game, do we? We've got Asphodel already going, so I don't think we need any more mana. Opponent's down to 13. Unfortunately, we can't get any more creatures down for a good few turns. But we got 3 more card draw in hand. Teleria West, we can transmute for more. Wall of Omens. Sure. Let's draw a card. And I think I just want to Field of Ruin that. Start stripping their lands away. Get an island, and then dismember this guy so we can continue to get into damage, because for some reason we are the aggro at the moment. Another Field of Ruin is nice. Let's get in for 3 and draw 3. Interesting. Cast that. Let's just go balls to the wall. Aggro. I have 7 power, can you beat me? So they've got Restos in their deck, which can be a chump blocker for a turn. What's this? That's the Resto. Okay. So they could have Bolt. Living End is cool. Let's play out a land. Get in for 7. Okay, they block. Let's take them off this. So now they shouldn't be able to get triple red. For Kiki, we leave up Disallow just by not doing anything. Have we? Yeah, we've not used Asphodel yet, so let's transmute to draw some cards. We don't really care about this because we're about to search. Let's get another Ancestral. Cast that. Target me. Lightning Bolt. That's fine. Cryptic. I like Cryptic command. I'm a sensible boy who likes his Cryptic commands. Okay, so if they've got Kiki, they're probably going to go for it here. They can presumably get another red source off this. And no more fetchable lands. That's nice. I wouldn't have known that if you didn't do that. So thank you. And we've now got 1 creature in the bin. So let's cycle this. Scry. Remand can stay on top. We'll draw that. Pass the turn. Get a time counter. Play a land. Get in with Curator. They jump. No. Chord. That's getting countered. And that's game. Cool. Well, that's how it should go. Now we've got time for a quick game 3. Right, I like that sideboard plan. Leyline of Void was pretty sweet there. Yeah, just run it back. Okay, opponent also looked like they were just running it back, so this hand looks like it could do with a counterspell, but we've got enough cheap cyclers that I think it's worth keeping. I just want to make sure that we don't time out here. Okay, opponent's gone to 6 and Scryed to the top. Temple Gardener untapped, and we've got a bird. We do cycle. Asphodel number 2, not very useful. Let's just play Island and pass. Okay, Ghost Court is fine. That does nothing. Scavenging Ooze is what we're actually scared of, and that can't be Scavenging Ooze. No. Okay, cycle. Dismember. Okay. Interesting. Another Riverwinder. Okay, so we're probably going to cycle the 2 of these this turn. Drop Asphodel the turn after. Or do we want to cycle 1 of these and dismember something? Are they even attacking? If they don't attack, they have Chord. So what are they cording for 2? Selfless Spirit? Let's cycle and cycle. It could be resto, but I can't. Yeah, we could just be dead here. 8 cards in hand. Let's discard a second as foretold, I think. Yeah. So if they flash in resto, untap, key, that's unfortunate. And it looks like they're... No? Okay. Cool. Took a risk, got rewarded. I don't know why they didn't attack then, in that case. So what's this? This is called for 3. Rexage. Yep. That's a bit annoying. Probably shouldn't have discarded the second one, because I know they have stuff that kills. Stuff that we care about. So we need to pass here. Ghost Quarter, again, I don't care about. Eternal Witness, counter draw. Get hit for 4 down to 14. Tolaria West again, does not do very much here. Okay, so now we need to dismember one of these guys and hold up Remand. We can't let them get out like they did in game 1, which is what I'm doing here. All the omens, sure. Scavenging Ooze, I'm not so happy with, so let's get rid of that. They can cast it again if they want. If they do, I'm going to dismember it. Sure, I have plenty of islands. Okay, there's the ooze. Okay, go to 6. Another island. How do we stay in this? Do I need to cycle this and hope to hit? It's 2 and 37, that's not great odds. I don't know what else could do it though. I think Cryptic would help for a turn. Transmuting doesn't really seem to help. Okay, go to 2. Thin one more card out with Field of Ruin. They didn't float red, so maybe there's no Bolt in hand. Getting a card back to hand is fine. They get back Cord, which they can Cord for 2 right now. Okay, do we draw it? We don't. Yeah, I could definitely have played that better. Okay, let's go to round 3. Okay, round 3 with mono blue, as foretold, and this is a 0 lander. That looks like a mulligan. And this hand is great, so let's keep it. Remand can stay on top. Okay, planes for our opponent. Cycle Street Wraith into the Remand. And play the island. We want to keep hold of Tolaria West so we can transmute it for Living End. Tech Edge is fine, that's only non-basics, isn't it? Yeah. So that does basically nothing against us. Thalia is annoying. Yeah, cycle. Cycle. Yeah, Thalia is really annoying. But hopefully we can stop them from being too aggressive so that this, as foretold, can resolve. Shephet Dunes, so this is just like a mono white taxes deck. We get 2 down to 14. And our opponent plays Kitchen Finks. He's an annoying little guy, but we can't do anything about it. Okay. So we'll pass the turn there, and we need to cycle into a land if possible. So we're getting hit for 5, down to 9. And anything else? Arbiter. Arbiter. Yeah, we can't let that resolve, can we? Because we need this Teleria West to transmute. So we need to get rid of that. And we really needed to hit a land there. So we need to cycle. There we go. Transmute this. Get Living End. And we need to hit an untapped land next turn to win. Or not win, but be in better shape. Get hit for 5. Down to 4. Our opponent will have 2 creatures after Living End. We'll have 4. So we should be in okay shape if we can get this off. But yeah, we need the untapped land. Because Thalia basically taxes us twice on the Living End transaction. And it looks like they're going to play into it with Flicker Wisp, which is interesting. You're a tap land. You silly sausage. Let's see if Modo's bugged. No. Okay, that's game. Okay, being on the play there would really have helped because we've just been able to counter Thalia, which would have been super useful. I don't think we really want any of this stuff. Maybe bring in a couple of dismembers over what? A disallow and an architect. Try that. We just want a little bit of removal in case we run into Thalia again. Arbiter could also be pretty dangerous for us, but we only have a couple of search effects. I would love to play first. What have we got this time? Some cyclers, counter spells, solid-ish hand. Okay, let's play this fancy-looking island and pass it in. Opponent's on plains and passes back, so we'll cycle. Ancestral Vision is cool. We'll keep hold of that. Hopefully we can get an Asphodel down reasonably soon. Thalia gets countered and everything is rosy. Cycle, cycle, Asphodel. There we go. So let's drop that and draw some cards, including a Living End. So we've got 3 creatures in the bin, and they have just a Thalia. We could get Ghost Quartered here by Arbiter, but that doesn't really matter to us anymore. Blade Splicer really doesn't matter to us. Let's yield to that. Cycle. We didn't hit any more creatures. Okay, is there any other way we can screw our opponent over here? So we need to play a land so we can counter something next turn. And then we just go for Living End. And let's stack their deck. You can have that, then that, then that. So they're drawing a land next turn. We have Mana Leak or Remand up. And then we can start getting in for serious chunks of damage. Okay, that's the land that we left on top. Arbiter, let's just remand that because we might as well. They've already played their land, so we know they can't recast it unless they Ghost Quarter themselves. And in that case, we're not too worried about it anyway. They do Ghost Quarter themselves and play out the Arbiter. Okay, cool. So now we get to smash. Ooh, I like that. So while they're tapped out, let's take away their planes and attack They don't block, go to 6. And I'm just going to pass here. We can wait this out. Tech Edge doesn't do anything. And cool, that's the game. I think Sidewall plan there is fine, so let's just run that back again. Okay, our opponent looks like they did the same. So let's see if we can repeat that success. Okay, 2 lands, Mana Leak Remand, Living End, Ancestral. That looks fine. Asphodel would be great here. Them not playing Thalia on turn 2 would also be great. Teleria West number 2. Let's play the first one. What next? Aether Vial on turn 2 with no other plays. I like that. Okay, now we get to hold up 2 counters. Shepherd Dunes into Thalia, which we will Mana Leak get out of here. Island, I'm gonna suspend Ancestral now. Just give us something to look forward to if we can just hold on through these next few turns. So they play a Relic, which is fine, I suppose. Okay, you hit my Mana Leak. Let's yield to that. Let's draw some cards. Cryptic, I like. So hopefully we can just try and value our opponent out. We can even bounce this Relic if we want to at some point. We've got 2 turns left on this Ancestral. 3. Well, 2 by the time it gets around to ours again. So Arbiter is fine. That doesn't do much because we will always be leaving our mana up. Thalia can go away, so let's counter Thalia and bounce their Vial. Because a Vial on turn 6 is not the kind of Vial that you want to play. Are they going to use it now? Blade Splicer or something? Flicker Wisp? Yeah. Flicker Wisp would have been a bit annoying, but this is fine. Cryptic gets exiled. We get hit for 2. Ancestral ticking down. Let's play out that and slam a 4/4. 4/4 flyer for 4. Is that good? I think that's good. What you got? Flicker Wisp. Are you just gonna try and tempo us out? You are. Okay, so you get in for 7, sorry. 6. Next turn get in for 9. That's kind of scary. Architects. Let's cycle that. Sure. You got it, buddy. Riverwinder. I don't really want that right now. Dismember. I don't know. But we should be good this turn. So we can remand their next spell. Accept that. You can have that. Now we draw a ton of cards next turn. Another Vial. Okay. And presumably no creatures. All out attack here seems peculiar. So let's get rid of the Flicker Wisp. Take 6, go to 6. Okay, let's draw some cards. Maybe it was worth... Maybe I played that wrong. Maybe I wanted to get rid of the Golem. Yeah, sure. You got me. Riverwinder. Okay, let's get rid of the Shepherd Dunes. And they can't search. This feels a little bit dicey, but I think we're still okay. So we can remand plus cycle this turn. Their vials aren't doing very much. Can you stop doing that? It's really annoying and it's not doing anything useful. That seems so aggressive. Let's get rid of your golem. And what have we got? Blade Splicer. Remand that. Draw an island. How do we get out? How do we actually win this game from here? We just need to counter everything they ever do, right? Mana Leak can go on top, so we can counter that next Blade Splicer. Ghost Quarter. Play blow up their planes, so maybe they can't even cast it. And I think I want to transmute, but I don't know what for, so maybe I don't want it that much. No, we're still good here. Still good. We've only got one card in hand. That gets mana leaked. We know the last card in their hand is Blade Splicer. We'll get rid of the mana leak, whatever. Now if they want to attack, then I'm all for it. Jeez. That is so aggressive. I will continue to take down your chump attackers. Cycle. I'd like another creature now. Not that one. You can go on the bottom. Cryptic. That's cool too. So we can probably do some fun stuff with that, right? So they're going to be able to vial stuff in from next turn. So we're in trouble here. We can't stop them using the Ether Vial, but we can stop the Blade Splicers from being good attackers just by holding back on defense here. So we can bounce the token, draw a card. Yeah, we can't let that happen. So counter draw. Okay. You're not attacking this time? No? Okay, cool. Riverwinder. That's kinda useful. Just cast this 5/5 with Hexproof, and that keeps me alive. You get a 1/1 and a 3/3 first strike. And let's see what happens here. So if they get Flicker Wisp off their draw, then we die. Path, then we die. Most of the things, I think we're okay. We've still got 4 creatures in their bin, but they can crack their relic to stop us from using the ones and outs. Let's see. Will they continue to be aggressive and put us down to 1? I will exile Remand. They will. Block and block. I'm not sure this can be right. This can't be the right line for them, right? I don't see it. Arbiter is cool, as foretold. So I want to play this. Get this ticking up. They're currently tapped out of their relic, but we don't want to bring back all of this stuff. So we can't Teleria West this turn because we can't pay for the Arbiter. So now we just have to pass again and hope they don't draw Flicker Wisp, which it doesn't look like they did. Tech Edge was the draw. That's fine. They're going to blow up the Teleria West, which is also fine. And presumably they're not attacking this turn. Another remand. So I think I want to transmute this. We've not played a land yet this turn. That doesn't matter because we're going to go search and shuffle. Go get Ancestral. Play that for free. Hopefully draw a land so we have remand up. Okay. Obviously remand doesn't help against path, but I think we just need to hold on for a few more turns and then we can start just dropping creatures for free. Yeah, we need a couple more turns of whiffs and we've turned the corner here. Okay, get rid of that. None of this really matters apart from the creatures. They draw another basic planes, which they presumably have a lot more of in their deck somewhere. Okay, and they pass. We'll take that. So now we have one free remand, a second as we're told. Might as well play. Pass the turn. Flickerwisp is still lethal. Some life gain would be really nice in this deck somewhere. I don't like being at 1 for the entire game. Yeah, you get my card. And what's their last card? Serra Avenger. Let's remand. Cryptic. Awesome. I'm not sure what I'm going to do with it, but that has to be good for us right now. Actually, that just helps us tempo our win, doesn't it, in a few turns. So get some counters on these guys. A Riverwinder. I can cast. So do we go for the win here? Yeah, I think so. No, we can't. We can't go now. Not this turn. Next turn. So again, now we just pass. We don't have to dodge path anymore. Flickerwisp is still dangerous, but not game over. So I think we've got this now. I think Cryptic is the draw we needed. Gets remand. So they've got Serra Avenger plus X. X is a second relic. Yeah. And continue to take cards from my graveyard. But you're going to be really upset when they don't matter anymore, and I just kill you with creatures. Let's just remand that. I don't need to tap any mana. Field of Ruin is not particularly useful. So now this takes up to 4, so we can attack for 9. They don't block. And then on their turn, we Cryptic tap their team. Ooh, no, I like that plan better. Let's just get in for 4 in the air. We still know the last card in our hand. So get in for 4. Next turn we can even cast the Street Wraith for free. Play you for free. Pass the turn. And now we can Cryptic counter whatever they play and tap their team. You take this. So we've got 8/13 power in the air, which obviously isn't quite lethal. Another Aether Vial. And Serra Avenger again. So now, in fact, now I just let that resolve and dismember it, right? Yeah, that feels good. Sure. Have your dude. Kill that. Okay, now we get Street Wraith for free. Ancestral Visions for free. Let's draw some cards. And let's cast creature. Go to combat. Hit you for 8 in the air. Cast another one. That's everything we need, right? And now Cryptic should save us from whatever they could potentially throw at us. I like the way this deck can grind. This has been a fun match. Real fun. And what's our opponent got? Do you still think you can win the game? Because I'm pretty sure you can't. That's really not going to help. You should probably cash in those relics. Like 10 turns ago. Because I have had 2 living ends in my hand since basically the start of the game and I've not used them. There we go. Tech Edge. Another Ether Vial. Oh, you poor guy. Cool. And now they probably just jump attack. No. Let's get some counters. Attack for 12 in the air. And that's all she wrote. Go to combat. Fight you, fight you, fight you. Game. Sure. The emergency relic draw. You can't draw 2 paths off 1 card though, can you? So, cool. Well, that was round 3. I will see you in round 4 in a few minutes. Bye. Okay, round 4? 4 with mono, blue, living end stuff. Need to figure out a good catchy name for this deck at some point. But yeah, this hand looks pretty good, so we'll keep this one. 3 count spells and a cycler is kind of what we're looking for here. So opponent's got a 5. They look like they kept their 5 and put the card on top. So Island Go, which I'm sure is what they want to see after such a dredge. Yep. That's troublesome. I don't know how we beat Dredge. I also completely forgot to cycle on turn 1, but that shouldn't be too much of an issue. Yeah, I have no idea how we win this game 1. Let's counter that. Stop the value drain from going too quickly. Game 2, we bring in Leyline of the Void and sort of mulligan aggressively for that. They dredge into Narcomoeba. These things happen. Yeah, we're probably just pretty dead here. They have no idea what we're doing at the moment, so it could be worthwhile to just pack it up. Let's get these guys in. Well, there's Living End. I didn't cycle again, did I? Jesus. Well, we're definitely still hiding the deck from the opponent. That's what we're doing. Yeah, let's just go to game 2. This isn't going to work. None of what we're doing is particularly useful against what our opponent's doing. So, Leyline of the Void in. The rest of it can stay out. What do we want to trade? I think Cryptic's fine. Ancestral's fine. I think it's a bit of trimming of everything. So Architects. Yeah, Architect is pretty useless in this matchup, isn't it? We'll go down a Mana Leak. No, Disallow. And a Curator. Try that. So we've got fewer cyclers, but we're hoping to just play a slightly slower game and Hopefully Leyline is good enough if we can find a couple. Okay, game 2. I think playing first is a good idea. This hand looks fine, but it doesn't do anything against Dredge. That's a Leyline, so that's worth keeping. They're probably going to have an answer to it. We've got to put that on the bottom. We've got to go find some lands. Leyline. Island, go. And now we get turn 1, Nature's Claimed. And that's basically all she wrote. Nope, Neonate. Okay. Island, go. So we can at least hold on to this Leyline for a couple of turns with these remands. So that's nice. Another land. Okay. Hopefully we don't just die to this 1/1. Okay, so they don't have the hate. And they still don't know what we're doing, do they? So that's nice. And now we're remanding anything they do just so we can cycle it. And they do nothing. Okay, let's cycle that instead. And there's the island we're looking for, pass the turn. Now we've got Cryptic or double remand. Probably double remand at this point. I think drawing 2 cards is preferable. Unless obviously they find something that we really don't want to ever resolve. Let's remand that. As foretold, it is. Okay. And let's just cycle that one as well. Okay, so theoretically now we could, yeah, you can have it. I actually don't really care that much. I just wanted to draw some cards. So theoretically now we can get back Street Wraith plus Riverwinder next turn, which is kind of attractive. So slam as foretold. Cycle, Riverwinder, another Street Wraith would be nice because that's a 2-turn clock. Just the Riverwinder, in which case let's just go for this, get some dudes, pass the turn. See if our opponent can do anything about these guys. Hopefully not. We gave them no indication that we were doing anything remotely related to this in game 1, so what would they even kill at this point? They need to get rid of the Leyline of the Void or they just can't really win the game. But as foretold is just going to keep ticking along, being useful, and then we can cast any subsequent Leylines that we draw. So okay, so just hard cast Stinkweed Imp. That's cool. There's the mana leak. Let's just get in for 3 with this guy. We can wait for now and cycle, try and hit a land drop. Or a disallow, that's fine too. More counter spells is nice, and more creatures in the graveyard is also nice. Abrupt Decay. I kind of like having that around, so let's get rid of that. And it can't be countered, because I remember what Abrupt Decay does. Oh, too many punts on this game. That's what happens when you play first thing in the morning and you've not even had your coffee yet. Let's just get in with both. Get their imp in the bin. Because I don't really care about that. I'm still just going to keep hitting them for 3. What now? Cathartic Reunion can get remanded. That is value. Okay, another Riverwinder to cycle. Ancestral. Cool. Let's cycle this. Field of Ruin. And suspend Ancestral past the turn. Yeah, mana leaking that Abrupt Decay, quite the punt, but we were so far ahead that really doesn't matter in the scheme of things here. So again, none of these are useful. I don't think any of this stuff is useful. No, okay. So we just run it back like that. We don't have anything in the main deck which is especially useless. So I think we're good as we are. Okay, back for game 3. Our opponent presumably now has the correct sideboard material to deal with our stuff. So 2 ley lines would be nice, but we're really asking for a lot there. Dredge will mulligan pretty well on average, so they won't mind trying to dig for an answer to leyline. They're still deciding. They've kept 7. I'm going to keep this one too and play my leyline. See if we can keep it around. Okay, Wooded Foothills. And they crack. Stomping Grounds. Untapped. And Neonate. Okay, so cycle. And there's As Foretold. Awesome. So Island go. Maybe I wanted Dispels as well. Maybe it was worth bringing in these 2 Dispels just for the turn 1. No, I don't think that's worth it overall. That's Nature's Claim would be their only instant in the deck that we could counter, because obviously Abrupt Decay has special things. Faithless Looting is fine. Let's just see what they exile. Thug and Bloodcast. Just trying to draw into something useful, and they don't, which means we should be able to just close this out now. So we've got counters up probably for the rest of the game. Overall, there's enough spells in their deck that they just can't naturally cast easily or efficiently. They've got Steam Vents there, which implies they've probably got like Narcomoebas in hand. Or they want to start hard casting Prized Amalgams. A lot of Dredge decks don't run a Steam Vents, and their only blue source are things like Gemstone Mine or City of Brass. But all it takes is 1 counterspell, like that, and this thing's gone forever. Got a bit of moto lag here. Okay, Field of Ruin. Yeah, let's play that out. As Foretold. And let's draw some cards. There we go. Second leyline, not very useful until we can get As Foretold up to 4 counters. If we get it that high, then I assume we probably won the game anyway, though, so yeah, probably not very useful overall, but it gives us a second way to try to get back into this now they've blown up the first one. Okay, so now we just need to counter things aggressively until we can get this next leyline down. Yield, come on. Okay, so we draw a Field of Ruin for the turn. Let's play the island, so we have Cryptic up. Okay, we're back. What was I doing? Yeah, I was gonna just pass the turn, so let's do that. Right, can our opponent take advantage while there is no leyline in play? Swinging for 1 is not going to do it. Casting Stinkweed Imp, I'm gonna let resolve, because I would prefer it on the battlefield than in the graveyard. And let's take them off green mana. Okay, let's play another Field of Ruin and pass the turn. Okay, this is fine. Let's take them off black mana. And they're all out of basics. Jeez. Okay, I think we get the landlog win then. Ghost Quarter. Take that. And pass the turn. Have they only got one basic in their deck, or have they got another mountain in hand? They surely would have played that mountain by now if they had it. I thought these dredge decks normally ran 2 basics. Both mountains. So let's cycle that. Another ley line. Yeah, we can wait here. We're in absolutely no rush at all. Let's just get down the ley line. And transmute this for what we've got, a Street Wraith and a Riverwinder in the bin. Let's just go get Ancestral. Yeah, I want to draw some cards. That sounds like fun. So now we've got Disallow plus Cryptic up next turn. Opponent has drawn a second land, so maybe they can do something. Maybe it's also not very relevant. What you got? Nothing. Okay, just let that go. Cycle. Cast that for free. Draw some cards. Play a land. Pass the turn. So now I'm feeling really good about where we are. Obviously there's 2 points of damage coming across every turn, but we can just make those go away. Let's just do that now. So let's return a permanent and draw a card. Boop. Bounce that, draw. Cut their clock in half. We get a Teleria West, which is awesome. And we draw the living end naturally anyway. Okay. So we got 2 Riverwinders and a Street Wraith. They've got 0 creatures in the bin, but they can put 1. No, they can't, because we've got Leyline out. Let's just get that out. We have creatures, you don't have creatures. Do we win the game now? Yep. Cryptic, double remand, and disallow up. I think we're good. Okay, cool. That's round 4 done. I'll see you in the final round. See if we can get that 4-1. Okay, here we go. Round 5 with Asphodel, Living End, Mono Blue, Mulligans. Yeah, that's definitely a mulligan. This hand, 3 lands, Living End, a Cycler and a Counterspell. I suppose that's what we signed up for, so let's keep it. Our opponent's also gone to 6, they've kept theirs. Let's put that on the bottom. Okay, Razorverge Thicket. Asphodel is the draw. Okay, that's kind of what we wanted. So let's play Teleria West. Set ourselves up for the turn 3, if possible. We'd like to get a couple more cyclists before then, but okay, Boggles. I like it. You know what's really good against Boggles? Cool. You get a thing. Your guy gets kind of big and kind of scary. But I assume that's the only one you have. Oh no, you've got another one. Oh, thank you. Very kind of you to play out your last guy. I'm going to cycle this. And now I want to see their face drop. Okay, we take 3. Oh, Riverwinder is good. Can I wait a turn? 3, 4, 5. No, I don't really think I want to, so let's just slam this, Wrath you, get a 4/4. Let's just take the 4 for 1, 5 for 1, lots for 1, many for 1. Okay, they path their own warrior to go get a land. Sure. I assume they have an abundance of paths in their hand, because surely they would want to get rid of this guy. They have another Boggle, which is a thing, I suppose, that I need to be worried about. Let's just get in for 4 for now. And pass the turn. We want to be able to counter anything particularly scary which goes on this. A Rancor is a nice one to counter. Let's get rid of it while we can. And Spirit Mantle. Sure. Cycle. Gets us a Scry. We will keep that on top, I suppose. So we can cycle that. Land to the bottom. Architects. Okay, so we take 2 here. Cycle. Another Sphinx we can put on top. Cycle that. Remand. We'll draw Remand for this turn. And get in with the Sphinx. Hyena Umbra. That's okay. We still have the clock on them here. Yep. Sure, okay. Let's tick this up to 3. Another Remand is fine. That means we should be able to stay ahead on clock. Potentially. Yeah, let's go for it here. Get in for 4. Play out a second Asphodel because why not? It's free. Okay, they're gonna path our guy. If we, yeah, let's just remand that. Draw a land. Play a land. Cast Asphodel for free and pass the turn. We could still do with something else here because, oh, Cartouche of Strength. Interesting. I'm gonna say no. Another Cryptic is awesome, and now they get to path away our guy. Sure. So now we need to draw something kind of soon, but we're not in a rush because now we've got Cryptic to just tap down their team while we search for something useful. Okay, Field of Ruin. Let's cast this for free. And yeah, we can take them down a land while keeping up Cryptic. What have you got this time? Ethereal Armor. Using Asphodel, let's counter draw. Another Sphinx is good. And now we will counter draw again. Yeah. Ancestral is also good. Okay, so we take 3. Okay, and we've got to be a little bit concerned about the things which we can let our opponent bring back from the graveyard here. So let's get that cast. There's a living end. Get that cast. Play a land. Cycle. Then we want to Asphodel or living end with Asphodel. Get back all our stuff. Screw up the top of their deck. So you can have a Temple Garden as your draw. And that should be game. Yep, so they draw Temple Garden, and then we have 12 points in the air. Whew. That was a little bit close in the middle there, but I think that worked out pretty well. What else do we want? I don't think any of this is really useful, so I'm just going to run that back. Our deck is really well set up against theirs to start with, so hopefully that's good enough. Okay, here we go with the last game of the league, hopefully. This hand looks pretty perfect, so I'm going to keep it. Okay, they need to kill us on their turn 3. So we're going to suspend this because we've got nothing else to do with the mana here. Okay, they play a Spirit Dancer, which is fine. Let's let this go. Oh, another Ancestral. Let's suspend that one as well. We'll leave the other one to cast on turn 4. So they're going to need to have more creatures in their hand here for the post living end. So they get to draw a card off the Spirit Dancer, and they get in for 4, 5, 6, 7. 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. 12 is a lot. So let's Wrath the board. And we're down to 7. Okay, yeah, some cyclers would have been nice at some point here, but Wrathing the board is also acceptable. Okay, Slippery Boggle. And Spirit Mantle. Okay, it's pretty dangerous. Not too sure this is going to be the last game of the league, because we're getting hit for 3 next turn, as is. Okay. Ooh, that's nice. All skill, no luck involved. They still end up here with creatures, but it's better than the alternative. Do we give them 1 turn like this? I don't know if we can afford to do that. So do we wait on living end until next turn, or do we fire it off now? So they would get back a 1/1 and a 0/2. I think I'm going to go for it now. Just be safe. 2 auras and we're basically dead, and a Spirit Dancer. That's scary. And a Rest in Peace. That's fine. We've already proven that we can just sort of outplay opponents just by playing enormous creatures after a while. So what do we do here? Let's draw some more cards. And pass. Discard a island. So our opponent is going to get to draw a hell of a lot of cards here. We don't really want any of these to resolve. We don't really want to remand them too much either. So we'll let that one go, I suppose. This is tricky. If we can get one more Wrath out, then we should be looking pretty good. So we can't let this resolve. This is just super lethal, which I'm sure is the technical term for it. So let's remand it. Okay, we get an Architect. Let's yield to these. Have your cards, you filthy, filthy man. Or woman. Or Nissa, whatever you are. Rancor on that Spirit Dancer. Okay. I think it's now time to do something a little more drastic, so let's bounce the Spirit Dancer. Do we want to draw a card? Or we not? Yeah, I think we want to just tap the team, right? So bounce that, tap the team. We've used the Cryptic, but now I think this is coming off suspend as well, right? Yep. So we get to draw these. We hit Teleria West, so we can get rid of all of these guys. So easiest way to do that, we can cast this for free. Play a land, transmute this for Living End, cast Living End, and pass the turn with 2 counters up. Okay, have we turned the corner? So I could have Ancestraled as well there, but no, I couldn't actually, I had used them both. So we disallow that, get rid of their card advantage. They have a Slippery Boggle, so I suppose we at least make them tap low for it. Okay, this is dangerous. I was hoping a 4th one would not arrive. Alas. Curator. So when is it time to just start blowing up all our lands? And just start dropping creature after creature? So we want to draw cards, so let's do that. Try and hit some counters. None of those are counters, but that is a Living End. Let's play that. No, let's play that for free. Let's deal with their deck. Okay. I really don't want you to draw that. So hopefully they shuffle. In fact, we can make them shuffle. But we want them to draw that land first, I think. Just to make sure they don't draw anything useful. We can't really do that though, can we? So I want a Field of Ruin at some point. If I do it now, then I can also cast Curator this turn. If I wait until their turn... No, I don't think that's worth it. Okay, so let's make them shuffle. Get rid of a Razorverge Thicket. Get a basic. We get to cast this for 4 and pass the turn. Opponent's putting up quite a decent fight here, considering. Okay, so they get rid of that, which is fine. It's annoying, but Daybreak Coronet. Yeah, that's annoying. So we can take 5. I think. Do we now just have to Living End again? And take them off as many lands as possible? So we want to save Ghost Quarter for their basics. Okay, yeah. So let's get in for 4, and then I think we just have to Living End again. So if we just Living End now, then we can cast our slightly bigger Boggle. So that's 7. Yeah, we can cast that. So let's do it. Haha, my hexproof creature is bigger than your hexproof creatures. Another Spirit Dancer, Dryad Arbor. Okay, that's fine. We can deal with those. So what have we got left? We've used all 4 Living Ends. We've used 1, 2, 3, 4 Ancestral Visions. And we're at 1. So that's not ideal, to understate the situation somewhat. Let's just keep slamming 5/5s. Yeah, it's going to be a bit grindy from here on in. Okay, that's annoying. 3/5. Ugh. Yep. That doesn't really help them at all. Okay, we keep the rest in hand, because now we can start casting these things for free. So now I want to get in with one of these, like that. Cast another one, and cast this guy. Go. So we got, there we go. Cool. And our opponent skips it up, and we get the 4 treasure chests, and as I'm recording it, we might as well go and crack them. Okay, treasure chest number 1, we get a Condescend, which is presumably completely worthless because it's just been reprinted in Iconic Masters. Treasure chest 2, we have a Jitte and Bring to Light. Is Jitte worth anything? I doubt it. Umezawa from Betrayers. Yep. 91 tick cents. Okay, chest number 3, we got a Jinxed Idol, which at the beginning of your upkeep it does 2 damage to you, sack a creature, and they get control of it. Okay, cool. And 40 play points, so that one's a win. The last chest, Crypt Rats. It's one of those random pauper cards that's worth more money than it should be. Yeah, but still not really enough to make up for the rest. Okay, cool. That was a really fun deck. I enjoyed that one. And we lost 1 round, and that's because I made terrible, terrible mistakes. I think we could have won that one. A couple of the matchups. Well, the Boggles matchup, I think, is generally a very favourable one, which I wouldn't expect to run into that often. Dredge, however, is probably not a good matchup. So I think matchup-wise, we were reasonably average in terms of how we would expect it to go. So 4-1 is a pretty good result for the deck. Any changes I would like to make? Let's just have a look.
I think there were some matchups where it felt like we were a little bit light on removal, but I suppose with the living end, as you saw in that last game with Boggles, just having 4 Wraths is pretty useful against some decks, but you don't always get there, so the Dismembers out the sideboard were useful. Is that the best thing we could have in there? Seems we're basically mono blue, probably, but I think that was the one area where the deck felt a little bit lacking. Everything else actually felt pretty good. I would have to run it in some more matches against different decks to see any other potential weak spots, but overall, that was a good, fun deck, and I think I learned a few things while playing it, as in, you can't counter Abrupt Decay. Yeah, and Living End animates the opponent's graveyard as well. 2 big punts, but still 4-1. Happy enough. Cool. I'll see you next time. Bye.